Today I'm going to talk about traffic rules, precautions and driving experience for urban roads in China. This is the road condition on my daily commute home. Today, I'll talk as I go. I'll explain any traffic signs we see. First, it's quite easy for foreigners to drive in China, especially for short-term rental tourists. You just need to, after entering China, go to the local vehicle administration office to apply for a temporary motor vehicle driving permit. Get your passport, original home country driver's license, and its Chinese translation ready in advance. Be present in person, and it takes about 30 minutes to complete. No exams required. China does not directly recognize driver's licenses from most countries, so this temporary driving permit is a necessary document for renting a car and driving legally. Moreover, this permit cannot be applied for online in advance. You must apply in person after entering the country. But if you are a citizen of these 4 countries, Belgium, France, United Arab Emirates, Serbia, if you are a citizen of these 4 countries, then congratulations, your driver's license is directly valid in China. You can drive legally with your home country's driver's license in China. In addition, mainland China drives on the right. All vehicles are left-hand drive. Hong Kong and Macau drive on the left. Also, main urban roads usually have main lanes and auxiliary lanes. I'm driving on the auxiliary lane now. Taking the auxiliary lane makes it easier to access surrounding commercial areas and neighborhoods, and easier to turn right. Signs for turns, straight travel, no entry, etc. are easy to understand. Look at this speed limit sign for the auxiliary lane. It's a red circle with a number inside. Just now, the auxiliary lane speed limit was 40 km per hour. Look, there's a sign on the right saying straight and right turn in 50 meters ahead. There's another one ahead. This means if you want to turn right, in this case, you need to take the auxiliary lane. Look, if you didn't take the auxiliary lane, when you reach the intersection, you'll see 2 straight lanes. And you can't turn right now. Many cities in China have dedicated bus lanes. These lanes are only for buses during fixed time periods. In my city, the bus-only hours are 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. During these hours, if a private vehicle drives in the bus lane, it's a violation. Bus lane lines are usually yellow, and there are special markings on the road surface. Also, clear time markings, easy to identify. Regarding speed limits, generally, urban roads have a default speed limit of 60 km per hour. Provincial and national highways speed limit is generally around 80 km per hour. The expressways have a speed limit of 100 or 120 km per hour. Specific limits vary depending on the road. Look at this typical intersection sign ahead. See the small text at the bottom of the road sign. It's the name of the upcoming intersecting road. The large text above shows the next intersecting road after this intersection. Similarly, the 2 names on the left and right indicate the intersecting streets you'll reach after turning. Look, here's another uncommon thing about this road. The left turn lane isn't just the leftmost lane. There's another left turn lane on the right. The 4th lane from the left. This isn't common, but a few intersections have left turn or U-turn lanes on the far right. Electric vehicles are very common in China now. I think over half of the cars on the road are electric. I'm driving an electric car. It's a hybrid. It has the advantages of electric cars, fast acceleration, and lower costs per km. And the advantage of gas cars, long range, no range anxiety. Charging stations in China are very widespread, no need to worry about that. In most cities, counties, expressways, provincial and national highways, you can find multiple charging stations nearby. This road is also no right turn from the main lane. See cars waiting in the holding area. This is a unique feature of many Chinese urban roads. China has high population density and heavy traffic, so many traffic mechanisms not seen abroad are designed. One of them is the waiting holding area at intersections, very common in China. These intersections have waiting or holding areas. When straight traffic is released first, left-turn cars can enter the dashed waiting area. If left-turn traffic is released first, straight cars can enter the dashed holding area. This design is very effective. It allows more cars to pass in limited green light time, greatly improving traffic efficiency. It also has an additional benefit, because many drivers use phones while waiting at red lights. They don't notice the green light and stay still, reducing traffic efficiency. This happens all the time. The waiting holding mechanism reminds drivers to put down their phones, reminds drivers to focus on driving. Because once you enter the waiting area, the green light will turn on in about 10 seconds. The waiting signs are in Chinese, not English. Foreigners might not understand. But it's okay. Just follow the car in front. Look, these cars ahead are entering the waiting area. The adjacent lane is releasing left-turn traffic. This road releases left turn first, then straight. Okay, straight traffic is released now, see. Regarding temporary roadside parking, let me explain. Many cities have varying enforcement for temporary roadside parking. Some roads are lenient. If you stop briefly for coffee, or to pick someone up, it's okay to park for a few minutes, will not be fined. Other roads are strictly enforced. Illegal parking on these strict roads usually triggers a text message first, telling you to move the car within 10 to 15 minutes. If you don't move it within that time, you'll definitely get fined. In medium and small cities like Tangshan, most parking lots offer 30 minutes of free parking. Some exceptions. Some parking lots only offer 15 minutes free. Others may offer 1 hour free. After free time, it's usually 2 RMB 30 cents per hour. Look at this road, releases straight first, then left turn. Left turn cars are entering the waiting area, that dashed area. Regarding yielding to pedestrians, compared to some European countries I know, awareness is relatively lower in many Chinese cities. This is just my personal opinion. China is a big country with many cities. Many cities do well in this aspect. Enforcement is more lenient in some cities. In my city, in some aspects, like crossing solid white lines, unless very close to the intersection, usually no fines. Minor speeding, usually no fines. Only excessive or serious speeding will result in penalties. Also, bus lane violations are loosely enforced. Unless blocking buses at intersections, usually no fines. Temporary use while driving. Temporary use while driving, usually no fines. Because bus only hours are rush hour. Bus lanes are often too empty. Strict enforcement would hinder traffic flow. But even with lenient enforcement, always drive according to rules. Follow traffic laws, safety first. Also, most Chinese cities allow vehicles to temporarily use non-motor vehicle lanes, but not for long periods. Now talk about legal U-turns on red left turn lights. When you reach the U-turn lane, if the median barrier doesn't reach the end, and the double yellow line at the gap, see, one side is solid, the other side is dashed. In this case, you don't need to wait for green to U-turn. At this intersection, you can legally U-turn on red. But if you want to turn left at this intersection, you still need to wait for green. This is a rule for efficient U-turns. Of course, this intersection must have these features. First, a gap. The median, with a green belt or barrier, doesn't reach the end. Second, check the double yellow line. One side solid, one side dashed. Then you can U-turn without waiting for green. U-turn on red. Another condition: no U-turn prohibition sign. Of course, these intersections usually don't prohibit U-turns. See, the double yellow line has a dashed gap. I can U-turn or turn left here. I think this is similar to most countries. No gap there, no crossing or straddling solid double yellow lines. Actually, people follows the rules well. So, penalties are not very strict. Most people won't cross double yellow lines on busy roads. Look at this tuk-tuk. That blue tuk-tuk. It shouldn't drive in the main road. China has another superb traffic design: the left turn lane borrowing rule. Some intersections are equipped with dedicated openings for left turn borrowing. At these spots, drivers are allowed to use one or two lanes on the opposite side of the road during the red light phase for oncoming traffic. Left-turning vehicles can pull into those opposite lanes and line up waiting to turn left. Alright, I'll drive a bit further, to the roundabout ahead. There's a roundabout ahead. I don't need to go there normally. I should turn right at this intersection. I'm going there mainly to show the difference between Chinese and European roundabouts. Drivers here are less strict about roundabout rules than in Europe. Although traffic laws have rules, in practice, many ignore them. Totally ignore them. Some drivers only follow the rules they think are right. Look, this car is being polite, though it doesn't need to yield. It's waiting. It's exiting the roundabout. But in Europe, if there are cars in the roundabout, entering cars must wait for roundabout cars to exit. That's the rule. Not common here. Rare for everyone to follow strictly, especially big roundabouts. Look, shouldn't this car wait for me to pass before entering? But look at these cars. No one waits. Look at these cars. No one waits. Of course, there are no yield signs on the road. I exit the roundabout smoothly. So, that's the situation. When I went to Europe, I was impressed by their strict roundabout rules. People follow rules strictly. Regarding multi-lane roads, basic rule: leftmost lane is left turn. Rightmost lane is usually for straight and right turn. Middle lanes are straight. Look at this road. It's a standard 5-lane main road. Middle 3 lanes straight. Right lane right turn. And then, this leftmost lane is a standard left turn lane with opposite lane borrowing. See, LED says, no borrowing. This gap is for both lane borrowing and U-turns. Don't go further to U-turn. There's a no U-turn sign ahead. If the left turn lane is full, I don't need to line up there. I can wait to borrow the lane. Green light for borrowing. LED says allow borrowing. I can enter the opposite lane, borrow a lane. See the lane markings here. This kind of lines. Left side double yellow dashed lines. Right side yellow line. Road surface has left turn arrow, allowed to borrow. I'll wait here for left turn green light. Green now. Turn left. That's it. This design is quite common in Chinese cities and works perfectly. Greatly improves left turn traffic efficiency. Bear in mind that some openings are only meant for U-turns, with no LED lane borrowing signs or road markings for left turns. So, how to tell which intersections allow borrowing, which don't allow borrowing? Chinese cities are pretty much the same in this regard. In my city, lanes allowing borrowing, the gap has a LED sign indicating lane borrowing. I mean the text LED sign. It indicating lane borrowing. It's a special text sign in the city. LED text sign, in Chinese, showing allow borrowing or no borrowing. Road surfaces also have left turn arrow markings. So, if there's an LED sign, you can borrow. If it's not a borrowing gap, and is not a borrowing lane, just a regular U-turn gap, there will not be an LED sign, and there will not be left turn markings on the road surface. Right. You saw the left turn markings on the road. Look, this intersection has a yield sign. According to the sign, I should stop. Ha! But in practice, no one stops if no pedestrians. Usually no fines. Lenient enforcement indeed. I even recognize that stop sign. An inverted triangle on the road, with a stop line ahead. Similar signs worldwide, maybe, but in China, enforcement is lenient. But anyway, driving according to rules is best. Strict compliance is fine. Just honking from cars behind. This road isn't an urban planned road anymore. So it's a charging station here. Okay, I need to charge now. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye. Charging. Bye-bye.